Okay guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. Alright guys, it's Sunday, May 3rd, and it is 11:28. Okay, I have just uploaded the first video, which is the post from May 2nd. Now we are going on to the post from today, May 3rd. All right, I'm going to just jump right in because I would really like to be able to finish these tonight for you guys so that, you know, you're getting them in a timely manner. All right, let's start. I'm picking up exactly where I left off in the last video, and we're on drop 4078, 4078. All right. Now, this Q has given us a link to Tom Fitton, and he has commented, locked on target, painted, planned, and immediate, period. Q. Let's take a look. And here we are. Tom Fitton. Okay, let's take a listen. This is 4 minutes and 26 seconds, but because Q has linked to it, I do believe that he does want us to watch this. And Tom Fitton says, it was never about Russia. Targeting of Donald Trump served to protect Hillary Clinton and now Obama, Biden, McCabe, Brennan, Comey, Schiff, etc. And their enablers, co-conspirators in Obama administration from prosecution. Let's listen.
Investigations, frankly, in recent American history, if not. We uncovered the Clinton emails. We uncovered key information about Benghazi.
I hope you can hear that.
Tying the White House to the big lies about Benghazi, leading to the creation of Select Committee. The FBI followed our lead in terms of the criminal investigation or matter of Hillary Clinton. And certainly, Mrs. Clinton wasn't indicted officially, but there was a measure of accountability on Election Day, and certainly if the voters were sitting as a grand jury, you know what
Okay, I'm going to stop that because I don't think you can hear it. It's, excuse me, it's extremely low. So I think maybe we can get the information that we need just from what he has written here. Plus, we've got a bit of a commentary by Dio Presso Lieber, who said, Tom Fitton, painting the target. Timing is everything. Painting, in military terms, a laser is used to put a heat signature on a target, which later guides a projectile weapon to strike the target in that spot. Planned and immediate charges / prosecution, maybe. Yeah, so the post says locked on target, painted, so they've got the laser painted right on the target, and it is planned and immediate. So whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen shortly. Now, Q later said, or earlier said in the post from yesterday, said that there is a boom week ahead. So are we to expect some major news? I hope so. I think that would be, I think that would cheer everybody up, because I think we're tired of, it's been a long haul and we want to see justice naturally. Okay, now we're going to go to the next post, and we are on drop 4079, and we have a link here, and so let's take a look. Now, I think this might be...
It's about replace.
Okay, it's the Our Movement video. We've seen this multiple times, and because there's music in it that is copyrighted, I cannot play this for you. But of course, you are welcome if you just go out and search for on Twitter, or not on Twitter, I'm sorry, on YouTube. Oh my gosh, I'm getting tired. If you go out and search on YouTube for "This video will get Donald Trump elected," you will find it and be able to play it. I can't imagine that there's anyone on the planet that hasn't seen it at this point, but I'm sure there really are. So anyway, let's go back here. And it says, listen carefully. Date speech made, -1 election day. Q. So this was made one day before election day. It says, Lisa Mae Crowley said the video was uploaded the 24th of October, 2016. Speech made the 13th of October, 2016. So let's come down here. And Dio Presso Liber says, POTUS made speech one day before election 2016. Q has posted this speech several times, one of the most important speeches ever made, in my humble opinion, outlining it. Oh! Okay, just a second. I'm going to pause it for a second. Hang on here. I'm going to pause. Okay, I'm back. It scared me out of a few years' growth, but I'm back. And what that was, believe it or not, yes, of course it was my cat, but remember the fox that I showed you in the last video? Well, he's back. He's looking in the window saying, give me some chicken. And he's also saying, your cats look tasty. He probably thinks that I fattened them up just for him. Well, thankfully he can't get in. All right, let's go forward. Woo. Okay, well, the cats were a little bit upset, and you can't blame them. This is their house. All right, it says, I'm not even sure where I left off, so I'll read this again by Dio Presso Liber. POTUS made speech one day before election 2016. Q has posted this speech several times, one of the most important speech ever made, in my humble opinion, outlining exactly why he became president and highlighting the corruption of the deep state, of which Clinton's at the center. He has not wavered from his mission. God bless Donald Trump. Absolutely. Now we are going to go on to the next, and we are on drop 4080. 4080. All right, and this is a tweet by Donald Trump. The fake mainstream media has, from the time I announced I was running for president, run the most highly sophisticated and dishonest disinformation campaign in the history of politics. No matter how well we do, they find fault. But the forgotten men and women won. I'm president. Yeah. Every day I get up and I think, yep, he's still president. Yep. All right. Now, this from Lisa Mae Crowley. As long as the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act of 2012, legalizing the use of propaganda in the U.S., remains in effect, we can expect more propaganda. Absolutely. And here we are, and the next post is drop 4081, 4081. My gosh, my heartbeat, my heart is still racing. Anyway, and we've got this, we've seen this several times before about FISA-gate, and this meme, and beneath that says, people actually believe those responsible for the attempted coup attempt of a duly elected sitting president will go unpunished? End to our constitutional republic? No equal justice under the law? No accountability? Escape unscathed? Enjoy the show. Q. Yeah, no matter what it seems like, they will not escape unscathed. That is why Gitmo has been, they have been steadily increasing its capacity. And this by Lisa Mae Crowley. We've been told many times we're watching a movie. What makes a good movie? You are watching a movie. You are watching a scripted movie. What makes a movie good? Great actors? You are watching a plan being set in motion. Enjoy the show. Movie 1, showtime. And Dio Presso Liber, SunQ2 on Twitter. Could be a big week. Enjoy the show. We will see unsealed indictments for these 5. Will we see unsealed indictments for these 5 criminals this week? Oh, let's hope so. Let's hope so. I think that would make all of us very, very happy. Okay, and we are on the next drop, 4082, 4082, and there is a link here that we're going to go out to, and it says, never in our history has this been attempted. Patriots worldwide simply needed a spark to reignite the engine for humanity. Where we go one, we go all. And let's take a look at this. Yeah, hopefully there's no music to this.
Patriots.
There is. So I'm sorry, it's got different people showing Q signs with where we go one, we go all. I can't play it because of the music. I've already got a copyright strike, and I've already had one video removed from YouTube. So I do have to be careful. To me, it's not worth it because, yes, I do have to be careful what I say, but if I get taken off of YouTube, then I won't have anything to say. So there you go. All right, let's come back here. And Q says, never in our history has this been attempted. And it hasn't. Never. There's never been anything like this, ever. Now, we are on drop 4083. 4083, and this is a drop, a previous drop from April 30th, 2020. April 30th, 2020. So we have looked at this in the past, but Q's wanting us to take a look at it again. Why are they pushing back the D convention? CV concerns or strategic for last minute change? Change of batter coming? Why was she saved from officially announcing? Hillary Rodham Clinton, that is. Why was she reserved for a last-minute change? How do you attempt to sneak one in? How do you attempt to ensure victory? Adopt national vote by mail? How do you convince America it was legitimate? Release fake polls indicating favorable leads in swing states? How do you harm opponents' accomplishments regarding economy, unemployment? How do you terminate opponents' highly effective rallies? How do you shelter Democrat lead candidate from embarrassing debates and or rallies? Yes, we wouldn't want Joe Biden holding any debates lately now, would we? How do you shelter Democrat corruption regarding FISA, Russia, Flynn, etc. from reaching the mainstream? How do you extend the trade negotiation deadline with China? How do you limit, test constitutional rights of people? How do you provide cover for state governments to adopt new voter laws? How do you effectively control the population? How do you expand big tech overreach regarding tracing privacy issues? How do you fix taxpayer bailout, the long broken economies of California and New York? How do you keep people living in fear and isolation in order to accept the above? Define insurgency. How do you accomplish all of the above? Well, I guess you release a hoax like the one we're living through now, apparently. And according to Dio Presso Lieber, says the ultimate plan of the Dems, Hillary for president, while Obama is her VP. Now that makes me shudder down to my core. That would be the last thing that any of us would want. And here, after bringing to our remembrance of this post, Q adds a link, and we're going to go out there now because we can. Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama ticket to replace Joe Biden? Is it even possible? I'm afraid so. I'm afraid so. We know that Joe Biden is not in any shape. There's absolutely not a chance he could lead this country. Desperate times do indeed call for desperate measures. For the Democrats, a truly desperate time could come if Joe Biden is forced to withdraw from the presidential race While the former vice president is the presumptive Democratic nominee to face off against President Trump in November, his nomination is still far from official. Some Democrats tell me they fear that Biden's political survival is getting more problematic with each passing day. They cite three main issues. The first is their concern that an allegation of sexual assault leveled against Biden by former staffer Tara Reade won't go away anytime soon. If anything, it appears to be about to gain new life. Next, they worry that the other shoe could drop regarding questions related to Biden's son Hunter and his business dealings. Lastly, some Democrats are concerned about Biden's age and possible cognitive issues, a concern that some also have expressed about Trump. Yeah, right. As if there's anything wrong with Trump's brain. Give me a break. For those reasons and a few more, might we envision Biden being privately talked into retiring from the race or voluntarily doing so himself? Let's assume that happened just before or just after the party's convention, in whatever form it is held. What would happen then? The process is actually fairly straightforward. If Biden quits the race right before the convention, delegates would select a new nominee. If he drops out right after the convention, members of the Democratic National Committee would pick their replacement candidate. Who might be in consideration to become the new nominee, and who would be selected as the vice presidential running mate? Several likely combinations come to mind, starting in many minds with New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, but one particular truly out-of-the-box combination stops the discussion in its tracks. Hillary Clinton as the nominee and Barack Obama as her running mate. God help the U.S. if that ever happens. Could such a scenario come to pass? If Biden flames out and the Democrats don't want to hand the election to Trump, they would need to do something incredibly creative in a flash. So now the hope for the best, prepare for the worst cliche comes into play. While most Democrats hope Biden can survive the scandals nipping at his viability, party leaders need to prepare for the worst, that he drops out. Some Democrats have confessed to me that having Biden drop out for whatever reason might not be bad news, since they aren't convinced he can beat Trump in November, despite polls showing him in the lead at this point. Yeah, right. Right, I believe that. Yeah, I do. And they believe, perhaps a bit wistfully, in some respects, that a Clinton-Obama ticket would be a nightmare for Trump. I don't think so. The next obvious question is this: does the Constitution allow Obama's selection as vice presidential running mate given ambiguous language in the 12th and 22nd Amendments? Well, he wasn't even eligible to be president, so no, I don't think he's eligible to be vice president. Oops, I had my microphone way over there. I hope you could still hear me. I don't know what it is with me tonight. I guess when I pushed it back when I had the kerfluffle there. Okay. The operative word here might be elected. If Obama were selected and Clinton's running mate and she has to leave office for any reason, then Obama would succeed her. At least one constitutional expert is on record saying there is nothing to prevent such a scenario. Ooh. Gives new words to. I remember Mishel Obama saying she was on the Ellen show and it was right after they left. And I remember her saying, "Oh, don't worry, we'll be back." Now, I've never been able to get that out of my head. So I think that somewhere in there, they have that as a narrative, bringing them back. I don't know. But why would Obama, who has endorsed Biden, ever entertain such a possibility? I can think of two reasons. One, he would be seen among liberal never-Trumpers as the one who stepped up to save the nation. Two, there is no heavy lifting involved. Obama could move into vice presidential residence at the Naval Observatory, considered some of the most beautiful secure grounds in all of Washington, and do as much or as little work as he wanted. His only real task would be during the campaign to push Hillary Clinton over the victory line. Some of the smart money may be placed on Joe Biden not becoming the Democrats' nominee after all, and at least in a few minds it may be time for plans C and O Democrats. So yeah, that's a little chilling, isn't it? Very chilling. And let's go back here. So I wonder if that's the plan. Certainly, I don't think that Joe Biden is going to be going all the way. I really don't. I think that he's going to end up dropping out because you know that he won't survive any, debates. There's absolutely no chance he would survive debates with Donald Trump. Not a chance. It would be interesting to see, but I don't know why he would want to put himself through that. Okay, now we are on drop 4084, and it says digest, know your rights. Now I've got a link here, but I've clipped this for us to save a bit of time, and this is deprivation of rights under color of law. Now let's see what this says. Q is wanting us to digest this so that we know our rights. Section 242 of Title 18 makes it a crime for a person acting under color of any law to willfully deprive a person of a right or privilege protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States. For the purpose of Section 242, acts under color of law include acts not only done by federal, state, or local officials within their lawful authority, but also acts done beyond the bounds of that official's lawful authority. If the acts were done while the official is purporting to or pretending to act in the performance of his or her official duties, persons acting under color of law within the meaning of the statute include police officers, prison guards, and other law enforcement officials, as well as judges, care providers in public health facilities, and others who are acting as public officials. It is not necessary that the crime be motivated by animus toward the race, color, religion, sex, handicap, familiar status, or national origin of the victim. The offense is punishable by a range of imprisonment up to life term or the death penalty, depending upon the circumstances of the crime and the resulting injury, if any. And Title 18, USC, Section 242, whoever under the color of law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom willfully subjects any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities secured or protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year or both, and if bodily injury results from the acts committed in violation of this section, or if such acts include the use, attempted use, or threatened use of a dangerous weapon, explosives, or fire, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both, and if death results from the acts committed in violation of this section, or if such acts include kidnapping or an attempt to kidnap, aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to commit aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to kill, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for any term of 10 years or for life, or both, or may be sentenced to death. So Q is letting us know what our rights are under the law, and they are not allowed to infringe on our constitutional rights. That pretty straightforward. And of course they are. They are. All right. And Dio Presso Liber, SunQ2 on Twitter says, to the rogue politicians and local, state, federal government officials who continue to suppress the rights and freedoms of Americans, we have a recourse against you. AG Barr and the revamped Trump DOJ is taking note of the criminal actions you engage in against freedom-loving Americans. You will be prosecuted and jailed. Q posts 18 USC 242 to let us know that what these rogue officials are doing by arresting business owners who open when there is a local lockdown order in place is not only unconstitutional, but is also criminal. Fight back, America. No more laying down and letting rogue traitors take our freedom from us. We have a constitutional right to oppose tyrannical government. Absolutely. But you know something? I can't help but think it's easier said than done, because I know that they are arresting business owners that try to open. And the problem is, all right, we know that what they're doing is illegal, but you've got to fight that, and you've got to use your money to fight that in court. And it's not always so easy to fight tyrannical governments. It's not, because they can bankrupt you in a second and they don't care. Yes, what they're doing is absolutely against the law and it's criminal, but you know, to fight it, I don't know. I'm not saying that you shouldn't fight it. You should, but you know, when you have a business and it's kind of tenuous because you've been closed all these weeks and months, and you're finally had it, and say, you know what, I'm going to open up. Either that, or I'm going to lose my shirt. I'm going to lose my home. I'm going to lose my business. And you open up and you're arrested. You got to fight that, but that takes money. So yeah, not so cut and dried, really. And here we are on drop 4085, and this is a, I guess it's a Twitter that Q has shown us here. Anthony Sabatini, the state attorney's office, 6th Circuit, just dropped their case against my client, Galen Wood, the first Floridian to be arrested for opening a non-essential business. It's clear there is no valid legal authority for either the state or local emergency orders. And Dio Presso Liber says the states have no legal basis to arrest business owners who opened for business during the shutdown. That is good news, actually, for many, because I know there's a lot of people, you know, even locally, that they're worried. They're very, very worried because they can't let their business just sit. You know, they're renting a building, they've got employees. It just, it's crazy what's happening. I never thought I would see anything like this in my lifetime. Okay, now we are on drop 4086. I hear that fox again. Hopefully the cats can't. Or we may have another kerfluffle here. Okay, now another catastrophe. Okay, let's look at this. This is the link that Q has given us, and I've clipped that out for us. The disruptive physician has this to say: meanwhile, regular doctors like me are using, I'm just going to say, the drug combo that Trump suggested, to good effect. One nursing home in Northeast Ohio had 30 cases, started everyone on that drug combo. Quick recovery. Why would the mainstream media hide this? Why would Twitter block people who question the WHO? That is the million-dollar question right there. And I think we all know the answer to it, even though knowing the answer to it is disturbing, because it means that they know this will save people's lives, but they're withholding it. That is criminal. Now, and Q says logical thinking, Q. And let's go to the next. And we have this, and I've clipped it out here. Mike Pompeo says, be sure of this: the wicked will not go unpunished, but the descendants of the righteous will go free. Proverbs 11:21. And I think that speaks for itself, but interesting that it's coming from Mike Pompeo. So, and Dio Presso Liber says, Q links to Pompeo's personal Twitter account, reminding us the wicked will not go unpunished, as it says in Proverbs. No, they won't. Okay, whoops. Well, let's go to the next one, and we are on drop 4088. And we have a link here. So let's take a look at this. This should make everyone very angry, as it does me. Illinois releases 146 sex offenders, including 3 sexually dangerous persons convicted in Winnebago, Ogle counties. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I think it's Ogle. Ogley? I'm not sure. Anyway, isn't it interesting that we're all, you know, prisoners in our own homes, and they're letting the dangerous people out of prison? That's wonderful. Usually it's them that's supposed to be locked up, not us. Rockford, Illinois, the state of Illinois has released 146 sex offenders statewide, including 3 considered sexually dangerous persons convicted in Winnebago and Ogley counties. The state of Illinois released a list of almost 4,000 inmates released from prisons, including 64 convicted of murder. Yeah. A list released by the state shows each inmate who had their sentence commuted by Governor J.B. Pritzker. I'm not sure I can pronounce that. My gosh. Pritzker. Okay, it's not going to happen. The governor of Illinois, were released early by the Illinois Department of Corrections. Dennis Sechrist, 74, and Britt Singley, 40, who were convicted of sex crimes in Ogley County, and Daniel Anderson, 71, who was convicted in Winnebago County, were each classified by the state as a sexually dangerous person. An Illinois statute defines a sexually dangerous person as all persons suffering from a mental disorder, which mental disorder has existed for a period of not less than 1 year immediately prior to the filing of the petition hereinafter provided for, coupled with criminal propensities to the commission of sex offenses, and who have demonstrated propensities towards acts of sexual assault or acts of sexual molestation of children, are hereby declared sexually dangerous persons. So I'm not going to go on and read all that, but how do you feel about that? Yeah, while you're locked up in your homes, they're letting dangerous criminals loose to prey on your children, or your women, your daughters, your sisters, your aunts, your mothers. Yeah. Lovely. Now, let's go back here. And it says, why are Democrat governors around the nation releasing convicted felons, dangerous convicted felons, early? I'd like to know the same thing. Really, I would. Clearly, this isn't such a huge deal. 11,000 people. They have revised the death toll downward. So, is it really that much of a, they have to let criminals go free? I mean, why do their rights supersede ours to safety? Doesn't make any sense. Why are Democrat governors around the nation instructing law enforcement to arrest those who challenge, do not comply with lockdown orders? Reconcile. Q. Yeah, why is it the law-abiding citizens that don't want to be imprisoned in their own homes, they're wanting to lock them down and lock them up, but let the dangerous criminals go free? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Makes perfect sense. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, we are on drop 4089. 4089, pushing ahead to get through all these. And we've got this. Sometimes you can't tell the public the truth. You must show them. It's time to wake up. Q. Blue state governors, this is by Dio Presso Libers on Q2. Blue state governors are arresting freedom-loving Americans for defying their orders in order to, 1, set a precedent to uphold future unconstitutional laws that suppress freedom. 2, attempt to demoralize patriots and make other patriots reconsider protesting and or defying the rogue governor's current and future orders. 3, make an example out of particular patriots. 4, weaken the resolve of patriots to push back against tyranny, and they are attempting to flip the tables to make patriots appear like they are resisting arrest of police. They are freeing dangerous criminals to, 1, build the Democrat voting base before election. That's right. 2, use the criminals as threats to freedom-loving patriots. Think Antifa, MS-13. 3, to spread lawlessness. Isn't that lovely of them? They're such wonderful people. Yeah. Now, let's come to the next. Pushing ahead. we've got this, and it says, why are the gatekeepers releasing of criminals, jailing of non-compliant lockdown people all Democrat? Well, why wouldn't they be all Democrat? Know your rights. Let's take a look at this. Shouldn't surprise us that it's Democrats that are doing this. Shouldn't surprise us at all. Now, let's listen to this woman. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to people breaking social distancing orders. We will shut you down. We will cite you, and if you need to, we will arrest you. And if we need to, we will arrest you and take you to jail. Oh, that's lovely. Going to arrest law-abiding citizens while they let free the criminals to roam unsupervised. Lovely. Chicago, you might have known. Now, let's listen to what she has to say.
Now, I've directed Superintendent Brown to order all police districts to give special attention to these parties. And this is how it's going to be. We will shut you down. We will cite you. And if we need to, we will arrest you and we will take you to jail. Period. There should be nothing unambiguous about that. Don't make us treat you like a criminal. But if you act...
I just had to point this out. She said, there's nothing unambiguous about that. Yeah, that's a wrong use of the word, because unambiguous means that it's clear. But what did she say?
But if you act...
I'm sorry, hang on here.
Make us treat you like a criminal. But if you act like a criminal and you violate the law and you refuse to do what is necessary to save lives in the city in the middle of a pandemic, we will take you to jail, period.
Okay,
now,
well, I don't want to go back and find it because I don't sufficiently care, because this woman looks like she is trying to take the authoritarian, and I mean, this whole thing is, well, you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'm not saying it well, but I don't think it needs to be said. I think we all know and can see crystal clear what's happening. It says, why are the gatekeepers releasing of criminals, jailing of non-compliant, lockdown people all Democrat? Well, of course, they're all Democrat, because they're the ones that are running with this narrative. Okay, now we are coming down to the next, and we are on drop 4091, and we are going to go out and take a look at this. Yeah, this is alarming, to tell you the truth. It says this new workplace monitoring tool issues an alert when anyone is less than 6 feet apart. Amazon is also using similar software to monitor the distances between their warehouse staff. Well, how magnanimous of them. Let's take a listen to this. Well, not listen, look, rather. And see how it's in red if you're too close to somebody? It's crazy. It's just nuts. Absolutely, positively nuts. For something that hasn't even killed as many as the flu. It's crazy. Very, very crazy. All right, and it says ready to stand up. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I want to stand up, but you know, sometimes it's not that easy unless everybody does it. You know, because the thing is, they will arrest you. They will put you in jail. Then you've got to fight it. You've got to fight that with your own money. That's the thing. It's not so easy. Anyway, Okay, this by Dio Presso Liber says, this is what they have been waiting to implement for years. Orwell's 1984 on steroids, deep state and blue state governors taking advantage of lockdown and pandemic fears to implement global surveillance of sheep. We must oppose at all costs. Hopefully, Q will give us some direction on how we oppose and do so safely. Excuse me. The pandemic provides, and this is by Praying Medic, excuse me. My voice is going, so I'm glad that we're just about there. Okay, the pandemic provides a plausible reason for employers to more closely monitor employees. This is probably not a new practice, but social distancing provides a reason to acknowledge that it's happening. Will we allow the surveillance state to advance its agenda unopposed, or will we stand against it? Well, the plan is to stand against it. All right, and here we are on the next one. And here we go. Oh yes, this is the one I've seen. I saw this earlier. This guy's a tattoo artist, and who opened in defiance of order, and the police arrested him. So let's listen to this. And of course, the press are there to make an example out of him. Just a guy trying to make a living. That's all he's doing. Just trying to make a living. Okay. And Q says, can you see clearly? And this is what's happening. It's what's happening. The people that are opposing are being arrested. It's unbelievable. Okay. And we are on drop 4093. 4093. In reality, they're not after me, they're after you. I'm just in the way. We've seen this meme before. I liked it then, I like it now. And beneath it, Q says, people, an informed, free-thinking public, awake is their greatest fear. United, we stand. Q. And next drop, drop 4094. 4094. Here are two tweets. Now, Anonymous posted these two tweets, and Q has highlighted them as well. The two tweets are from Donald Trump. Said, intelligence has just reported to me that I was correct, and they did not bring up the CV subject matter until late into January, just prior to my banning China from the US. Also, they only spoke of the virus in very non-threatening or matter-of-fact manner. Fake news got it wrong again, as always, and tens of thousands of lives were saved by my early ban of China into our country. The people that were allowed were heavily scrutinized and tested U.S. citizens, and as such, I welcome them with open arms. So he's saying he did allow United States citizens back into the country, but he banned flights from China. Okay. And it says, intelligence has just reported to me. Okay, this is just giving the same words again down here that were in his tweets, and the links to those two tweets that we just looked at, which we don't need to look at again. And it says, very non-threatening intel assessment. What would have happened if POTUS challenged the CV narrative from the beginning? Well, we know what would have happened. We know. We would never have heard the end of it. Every single death that happened, they would have blamed on Donald Trump. So, yeah. Now, let's come down to the next. 4095, 4095, and stay with me, deplorables. You'll love how this movie ends. Q+. So that came from Trump himself. He's telling us, stay with me, deplorables. You're gonna love how this movie ends. Q plus. Gotta love him. Now, that brings us to the end of today's post, unless he's been out there posting again, and you never know with him because he has just been posting like crazy. So let's come up here and make sure that that is the last one. Yes, we are caught up. Woohoo! I'm really glad. I was worried there. Whew, I'm never going to catch up. So, all right, for now, we're caught up, but who knows? He'll probably start posting early in the morning again. So, anyway, that is going to be it for this evening. And tomorrow, it depends. If Q's posting, then, you know, I'll bring you that. And if not, then news. But I'm not going to have a lot of time tomorrow. So if I do a video, and I'm planning on doing a video, it'll be a shorter one because I've got a lot on the go tomorrow. So anyway, there you go. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. And you guys stay safe, stay well. Keep seeking truth because, you know, deception, it bites.